I think may daw siya naka-open ng mic. Babatay na kaya background. Okay, can we start? Everyone, are we ready? Okay na, can we start? Sige, pira na ba? Pira attendee. Can you check pira attendee na?
103 po.
Okay na, okay na. Pwede na, pwede na. Okay, let's start. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My lecture for this afternoon would be the, can you hear me well? Okay lang? Yes, okay, good. So for my lecture for this afternoon would be about the hip and the gluteal region. Now, take note, my lecture will be about the hip bones, no, not the hip joint. The hip joint will be discussed or will be lectured onto you in a separate topic. Maybe when you lecture on the femur, no. So it's a different topic. Mine would be about the hip bones alone, not the hip joint, and the gluteal region, including the bones and the muscles of the gluteal region. Okay, let's start. First, this is your gluteal region, no? It is a transition between your trunk and your lower extremity, no? So if you can see my cursor or my mouse, this is your trunk, this is your lower extremity, this is your transitional area. It is anatomically, it is said to be part of the trunk, but functionally it is part of the lower extremity, no? It includes the rounded posterior buttocks and the lateral hip. The gluteal region is bounded superiorly by the iliac crest, no? And inferiorly by your gluteal fold. It is largely made up of gluteal muscles and a thick layer of fascia. Okay? So for your surface anatomy, superiorly, the gluteal region is bounded by the iliac crest. Okay? This is the superior. We will discuss the iliac crest later. Next, inferiorly, it is bounded by the gluteal fold, as mentioned earlier. Laterally, it is a line joining the anterior superior iliac spine or the ascis with the greater trochanter of the femur. Okay, and medially, it's the natal cleft between the buttocks. Okay, that's the boundaries of your gluteal region. Okay, cutaneous nerve supply. It's in your book, no? Page 400. What's this? 438 of your book. The cutaneous nerve supply. There's an image there. The upper medial quadrant is supplied by the posterior rami of the upper three lumbar nerves and the upper three sacral nerves. Upper three lumbar nerves. So for your orientation, this is your medial aspect. Okay, this is your cleft, no? This is your lateral aspect. This is your hip superior. This is your superior. This is your inferior. Okay. For the upper medial quadrant is supplied by the posterior rami of the upper three lumbar nerves and the upper three sacral nerves. Okay. Lumbar nerves, sacral nerves. The upper lateral quadrant is supplied by the lateral branches of the iliohypogastric, L1, and the 12th thoracic nerve, anterior rami. So this is your upper lateral or upper outer. The lower lateral is supplied by the branches from the lateral cutaneous nerve of the thigh, L2 and L3, no, anterior rami. And the lower medial aspect is supplied by the branches from the posterior cutaneous nerve of the thigh, S1, S2, and S3, anterior rami. Skin over the coccyx and the floor of the cleft between the buttocks is supplied by a small branch of the lower sacral and coccygeal nerves. It's in your book, so just read upon it. Now for the fascia of the buttocks, we have two, the superficial fascia and the deep fascia. The superficial fascia is thick and is one that's impregnated with large quantities of fat. Now, together with the gluteus maximus, it contributes with the prominence of the buttock. So in persons with a rolling down behind, it's because of the thick, abundant fat within the superficial fascia. Next, we have the deep fascia, which is continuous below with the deep fascia of the thigh. In the gluteal region, it splits to enclose the gluteus maximus muscle. Above the gluteus maximus, it continues as a single layer that covers the outer surface of the gluteus medius and is attached to the iliac crests. Okay, and better. Okay. Okay. Next, after the fascia, we now discuss the hip bones. No? Hip bones, we have three. Now, the mature hip bone is a large, flat pelvic bone formed by the fusion of three primary bones. We have the large ilium, the ischium, and the pubis. No? The three separate bones are joined by cartilage at the acetabulum. No? in younger individuals, you can actually see the demarcation between the three bones, no? Fused together by cartilage. But as you grow older, especially during puberty, these three bones fuse together to form one large irregular bone. Grossly, you won't be able to see the demarcation actually, no, when they start to fuse already. The hip bones articulate with the sacrum of the sacroiliac joint and form the anterolateral walls of the pelvis. They also, so posteriorly, pushed behind, the hip bones articulate with the sacrum. So up front, the hip bone articulate with each other to form the symphysis pubis, no? Symphysis pubis up front, sacroiliac joint behind. Okay? Okay, claro? First, we discuss the largest bone of the three, the ilium, which is separated. The ilium is actually separated into an upper part and a lower part by a ridge on the medial surface. So this is your medial surface. This is your lateral surface. This is lateral because you can see the acetabulum here where the femur attached. No, this is your marker. This is medial. This is lateral. Okay. There's a ridge in the medial surface. It's actually this ridge. This one. Can you follow my arrow? No, just follow my arrow. Now, posteriorly, the ridge is sharp and it lies superior to the surface of the bone that articulates with the sacrum. So this is your sacrum here. This is your sacroiliac joint here. Okay, this is the bone that articulates with the sacrum. So the posterior ridge is actually in this area. Now, anteriorly, the ridge separating the upper and lower part is rounded, no? Is rounded and forms the arcuate line. This is your arcuate line. Okay, arcuate line. This is important line later. Well, you will see later. Okay. Okay. So are we clear with this? Now, the body of the ilium. Sorry for that. The body of the ilium joins the pubis, no, and the ischium to form the acetabulum, no. Anteriorly, the ilium has a stout superior and anterior iliac spines, no. So anteriorly, we have anterior and anterior superior and anterior inferior iliac spines. You have your ascis, okay, anteriorly, and your iis, okay, anterior inferior iliac spine, anterior superior iliac spine, okay. Beginning at the anterior superior iliac spine, the long, curved, and thickened superior border of the ala or the wing of the ilium is known as the iliac crest. Ito na yung border of the gluteal region, superior border, the iliac crest. From the ascis, going towards the PCs or the posterior superior iliac spine. Now, the external lip of the crest, external lip of the crest is known as the tubercle of the iliac crest, no? So it's this one here, the tubercle of the iliac crest, no? Now, the posterior inferior iliac spine marks the superior end of the greater sciatic notch, no? So this one, posterior iliac spine, inferior, the PE marks the superior end of the greater sciatic notch. We will also discuss the greater sciatic notch or the greater sciatic foramen later on. No? Now, the lateral surface of the ala has three. Okay, this is your lateral surface again, because you see the acetabulum. This is your lateral surface. The lateral surface of the ala of the ilium or the wing of the ilium has three curved lines. The posterior gluteal line, the anterior or the middle gluteal line, and the inferior gluteal line. You will appreciate it better when you go on your laboratories. No? These lines actually are the ones that demarcates the proximal attachments of your three large gluteal muscles. No? Now, medially, this is laterally, no? Medially, the ala or the wing of the ilium has a large smooth depression known as the iliac fossa. This actually forms the wall of your pelvic cavity. No? Okay. So are we clear with this? Next, we go to the ischium. The ischium is the superior part of the body. This is your ischium. The superior part of the body ischium fuses with the pubis and the ilium, to form the posterior inferior aspect of the acetabulum. The ramus of the ischium, okay, of the ischium forms joins the inferior ramus also of the pubis to form what we call as the ischiopubic ramus, one long bar of bone known as the ischiopubic ramus. It's actually harder to demarcate demarcate between the two, no? So just one bone of ischiopubic ramus na lang. Now the posterior bone of the ischium forms the inferior margin of the inferior margin of a deep indentation called the greater sciatic notch. No? So this is your great sciatic notch, the posterior border of the ischium. The posterior border of the ischium forms the inferior margin of the great sciatic notch. Di ba yung P is your superior margin. Your posterior border of the ischium forms the inferior margin. Inferior, superior. This is the large triangular ischial spine, which provides ligamentous attachment. We also have your rough bony projection at the junction of the inferior end of the body of the ischium and its ramus. It is called the ischial tuberosity. Okay, this is your ischial tuberosity. It is rough at the inferior end, inferior to the body of the ischium. This is what this portion is also called your sits bone, or this is actually the part of your bone, the part of your ischium where you sit on. So ito yung inuupuan mo. So this is what you sit on, your ischial tuberosity. Okay. Next, we go to your pubis, the red one. The pubis is divided into a flattened medial body and a superior and inferior pubic rami. No? Okay. Medially, the symphysial surface of the body of the pubis articulates with the corresponding surface of the contralateral pubis. No? By means of the connection of the two is known as the symphysis pubis. Okay. Okay. The anterior superior border of the united bodies. Okay, united bodies when fused na silang dalawa. The superior border is known as the pubic crest, no? Pubic crest on this side, iliac crest on this side, no? Pubic crest on this side. Okay. A small projection at the lateral ends of this crest is known as the pubic tubercle. Okay. The posterior margin of the superior ramus of the pubis has a raised edge, no? So superior ramus, no? Orient yourself first. Inferior ramus, superior ramus. Posterior to it, posterior, sa likod nito, this one. Posterior to it is the pecten pubis or the pectineal line. No? What is the significance of the pectineal line? If you can see the arcuate line, no, arcuate line of the ilium, okay. Actually, it becomes continuous with the pectineal line of the pubis, and this imaginary line is known as the iliopectineal line, which is an important marker to divide the pelvis into the false and true pelvis. No? Iliopectineal line, formed by the arcuate line of the ilium and the pecten pubis or the pectineal line of the pubis. Okay? Sige. Iliopectineal line. Okay. We have gluteal ligaments. It's in your book. We only stressed on two. No, we have numerous ligaments in the gluteal region, but your book only stressed on the two most important parts, which is the sacrotuberous ligament and the sacrospinous ligament. Okay, they function to stabilize the sacrum and prevents its rotation at the sacroiliac joint by the force of the spine of the vertebra. No? By the force of the vertebra. The sacrotuberous ligament connects the back of the sacrum to the ischial tuberosity. That's this one. Ischial tuberosity, or the sit bone, the one that you sit upon. This is your sacrotuberous ligament that connects to the back of your ischium. You have your sacrospinous ligament, which connects the back of the sacrum again. This is your sacrospinous ligament behind the sacrotuberous ligament, no? To the spine of the ischium. Yung kanina, no? Na-mention ko this one. Saan yung ischial spine natin? Where is our ischial spine? Here you go. This is your ischial spine. Okay. It actually forms the attachment of your sacrospinous ligament. Okay. Ischial spine to the back of your sacrum. Okay. These are the two key gluteal ligaments that are mentioned in your book. So, minang alalahanin ng iba. Okay, next we go to the foramina of the gluteal region. Okay. Two important foramina in your gluteal region. We have the greater sciatic foramen and the lesser sciatic foramen. Okay, note that before the ligaments are placed, this is only called the greater sciatic notch and the lesser sciatic notch. But when you put the two ligaments, they become important foramen already. They become the greater foramen and the lesser foramen already. No? So ganun ka-importante yung sacrotuberous and sacrospinous ligament in terms of your anatomic layout. Okay. Now your greatest sciatic foramen. We have also a smaller, we have also another foramen that I will mention later na lang, but it's not mentioned in your book because maybe it's more of towards the pelvic organs rather than to the gluteal organs. We'll just mention it na lang later. Okay. First, we talk about the greater sciatic foramen. Okay. The greater sciatic foramen is formed, okay, by the greater sciatic notch of the hip bone and the sacrotuberous and the sacrospinous ligament. The sacrotuberous, sacrospinous, and the greater sciatic notch. Now, superiorly, we have its border is the anterior sacroiliac ligament on this side. Posteromedially, we have your sacrotuberous ligament here. Okay, anterolaterally, we have your greater sciatic notch of the ilium. And inferiorly, we have your sacrospinous ligament and the ischial spine. Okay, those are the borders of your greater sciatic foramen. Now, what passes through the greater sciatic foramen? The greater sciatic foramen is divided into two parts, no? By the presence of the piriformis muscle. This is your muscle. The foramen is divided into two parts by the piriformis muscle, forming the suprapiriform foramina and the infrapiriform foramina. Those that pass above the piriform muscle are structures that go out of the suprapiriform foramen, which are, as mentioned, superior gluteal artery and vein, and the superior gluteal nerve. While those that pass beneath the piriformis muscle, or the infrapiriform foramen, are as follows, no? Marami sa infrapiriform foramen than the suprapiriform foramen. We have the sciatic nerve, the pudendal nerve, the inferior gluteal artery and vein, okay, sciatic nerve, pudendal nerve, pudendal nerve, inferior gluteal artery and vein, posterior femoral cutaneous nerve, nerve to the obturator internus, and the nerve to the quadratus femoris muscle. Okay, so familiarize yourself with the structures that pass through the greater sciatic foramen above the piriform muscle and below the piriform muscle. Next, we have the lesser sciatic foramen, which is formed by the sacrospinous ligament, the sacrotuberous, and the lesser sciatic notch. It provides a communication between the perineum of the pelvis and the gluteal region. So it lies inferiorly in the pelvic floor. Its borders, the lesser sciatic foramen is bordered by the superiorly by the sacrospinous ligament here and the ischial spine. Anteriorly, it is the ischial spine, lesser sciatic notch, and the ischial tuberosity. And posteriorly, we have your sacrotuberous ligament. Greater sciatic, lesser sciatic foramen. The structures that pass through the lesser sciatic foramen are few. We have the internal pudendal artery and vein, the pudendal nerve and obturator internus tendon, and the nerve to the obturator internus. So ipon, yun lang ang mnemonic mo, ipon. Note that in the greater sciatic foramen, you also see the pudendal nerve. Lesser sciatic foramen, pudendal nerve na naman. The pudendal nerve first leaves the pelvis by the greater sciatic foramen. However, it re-enters it by the lesser sciatic foramen. So it's actually found on the two sides of the foramen. Okay, re-enters, enters, and then re-enters. Okay? Yan lang ang the structures that pass through the greater and the lesser sciatic foramen. Okay, the obturator foramen. Ito yung structure here, no? This one. Here. Obturator foramen here. Obturator foramen here. The obturator foramen is the large, obliquely oriented ovoid aperture located at the anterior aspect of both sides of the pelvis. Both sides of the pelvis. Okay. It is bounded by parts of the ischium, okay, and the pubis, no? Ischium and the pubis. It is covered by a thin fibrous membrane which is covered on the internal side by the obturator internus and the external side by the obturator externus. Its superior margin, the membrane is devoid, okay, is devoid, forming the obturator canal. Within the obturator canal, this structure passes through the obturator nerve, the artery, and the vein. Okay, this structure exits the pelvis to enter the medial compartment of the thigh. Okay, the obturator canal. So the borders of the obturator foramen are as follows. We have the superior pubic ramus, superior D. Okay, superior pubic ramus, superior D. We have the we also have the inferior margin of acetabulum here, superior pubic ramus. Anteriorly, we have the pubic body. Okay, pubic body. Inferiorly, we have your ischiopubic ramus, diba? The bar of bone formed. Posteriorly, we have the ischiopubic ramus and the acetabulum. Okay, those are the borders of your obturator foramen. Now, in males, it is larger and more oval, whereas in females, it is smaller and more triangular and thinner. Now, in some cases, a mesentery or a loop of bowel actually can find its way through the inguinal ligament and actually lodge itself into the obturator foramen, forming what we known as what you call as the obturator hernia. So rarely it happens na pwede ka mag-herniate through this obturator foramen. Okay. We are done with the foramina. Next, we go to the gluteal muscles now. Gluteal muscles, we have superficial and deep. The superficial muscles in the gluteal region consist of the 3 glutei and the tensor fascia lata. No? They mainly act to abduct and extend the lower limb at the hip joint. No? The deep gluteal muscles are a set of smaller muscles located underneath the gluteus minimus. The general action of these muscles is to laterally rotate the lower limb. They also stabilize the hip joint by pulling the femoral head into the acetabulum of the pelvis. In page 447 of your book, no, we have a table there. So pwede mo just familiarize yourself with that. Okay. For the deep gluteal muscles, we have the piriformis, obturator internus, the gemellus superior, the gemellus inferior, and the quadratus femoris. Okay. Glutei and the deep gluteal muscles. The gluteus maximus is the largest of the superficial muscles. It is responsible for the prominence of buttocks together with the, diba? Kanina I mentioned superficial fascia of your gluteal region. So, largest muscle responsible for the prominence of the buttock. Its nerve supply comes from the inferior gluteal nerve. Its action is the extensor and lateral is to extend and to lateral rotate the thigh at the hip joint. It also helps to maintain extension at the knee through the iliotibial tract. Extension of the knee through the iliotibial tract. Paralysis of this muscle, no, you can see this big fan-like muscle, leads to inability to raise the trunk from sitting or stooping position. So hindi ka makatayo. Okay, when you're paralyzed, when this muscle is paralyzed, no. Now the gluteus muscle maximus is its origin comes in the outer surface of the ilium behind the posterior gluteal line. Okay, I'll point it out later. No, posterior gluteal line. Just remember lang. Gluteus maximus, posterior gluteal line, outer surface, no? Its posterior surface of the sacrum, the coccyx, and the sacrotuberous ligament. Okay. So the origin comes from the posterior gluteal line, the sacrum, the coccyx, and the sacrotuberous ligament. Now it's inserted in 2 parts, no? 75% of the fibers actually join the iliotibial tract, no? Actually join the tensor fascia lata into the iliotibial tract, no? And 25% are deep muscles that are inserted deep into the gluteal tuberosity. No? So this is your gluteus maximus. 75% is inserted to this iliotibial tract. No? This is an extension of the tensor fascia lata. Okay? The 25% of the muscle is inserted into the proximal part of your femur. There is a ridge there known as the gluteal tuberosity here. Okay. 25%, 75%. Iliotibial tract, tensor fascia lata. Next, we have your gluteus medius. its posterior part is covered by the gluteus maximus. Gluteus medius, dito yung gluteus maximus, di ba? You remember the gluteus maximus and dito. Yan, no? Gluteus medius here, gluteus maximus here. So natatabunin yung posterior part of the gluteus medius. Its origin comes from the outer surface of the ilium between the iliac crest above and the posterior gluteal line and middle gluteal line below. Diba I mentioned, so gluteal surface, we have 3 indentations that you will appreciate when you see an ilium grossly, no? Posterior gluteal line, anterior gluteal line, anterior gluteal line. So this is your origin for your medius between the two, the anterior and the posterior gluteal line, okay? And it's inserted at the lateral surface of the greater trochanter. Here, greater trochanter of the femur, lateral surface. This is the insertion for gluteus medius. It's innervated by your superior gluteal nerve. Its action, together with the gluteus minimus muscle and the tensor fascia lata, it acts as powerful abductors of your hip. Its anterior fibers also medially rotate the thigh. It's also useful in walking and running. It also holds the opposite side of the pelvis horizontally when the foot is off the ground. Okay, those are the functions of your gluteus medius. Finally, we have your gluteus minimus. So for your orientation, gluteus medius, gluteus maximus, covering the posterior part of your gluteus medius. And beneath the two is your gluteus minimus. No? Ito siya. You see the small structure there. Gluteus minimus, which originates from the outer surface of the ilium between the middle and inferior gluteal line. So middle or anterior and inferior gluteal line. So dito yung origin ng minimus, dito ang origin ng medius, dito ang origin ng maximus. No, diba? Outer part of the posterior gluteal line. Maximus, medius, minimus. Okay? It's inserted at the anterior surface of your greater trochanter. So here, dito yung gluteus medius, dito yung gluteus minimus. Okay? Its supply is from the superior gluteal nerve, same as the gluteus medius. Together with the gluteus medius, and the tensor fascia lata, also acts as powerful abductors of the hip. Its anterior fibers also medially rotate the thigh. Done with the glutei muscles. Next, we come to the tensor iliotibial tract and the tensor fascia lata. Okay. This is your iliotibial tract. This is your, di ba? I'll show you. Ganila lang. Yan. This is your tensor fascia lata, and this is your iliotibial tract. Okay. Fascia lata and your iliotibial tract. Let me find it here. There you go. Now, the tensor fascia lata originates from the anterior part of the iliac crest, iliac crest, anterior part, the axis, and it's notched below. It is inserted into the iliotibial tract. The iliotibial tract is the thickening, thickened portion, thickened extension, or thickened continuation of the tensor fascia lata, which actually inserts into your tibia, iliotibial tract. So from ilium to the tibia. The action of this tensor fascia lata is to assist the gluteus maximus in keeping the knee, in position. So it's supplied by superior gluteal nerve. So actually, yung gluteus maximus, its actions can actually reach up to the knee, through the iliotibial tract. Okay, this one, iliotibial tract to the tibia. Okay. Now we go to the superficial muscles of the gluteal region, also known as short lateral rotators of the thigh. I mentioned earlier, first we have the piriformis, which is a key muscle of the gluteal region. It originates from the pelvic surface of the sacrum, the second, third, and fourth pieces, and the sacrotuberous ligament, and it's inserted in the upper border of the greater trochanter. It leaves the pelvis through the greater trochanter, greater sciatic foramen, and separates the gluteal vessels and nerves to the superior and inferior. I mentioned this is an important landmark dividing the structures that grow out of the greater sciatic foramen. It is innervated by your S1 and S2 anterior rami, piriformis muscle. Again, it acts as a lateral rotator of the thigh at the hip joint. Next, we have your obturator internus. It originates from the pelvic surface here, at the body of the ischium, the ischial tuberosity, the ischiopubic rami, and the membrane of the obturator membrane and fascia. Hindi siya nag-originate in this area. Each insertion passes out of the pelvis through the lesser sciatic foramen, and enters the gluteal region and insert in the upper border of the trochanter. There's two muscle that sandwiches it, the superior inferior gemmelli muscle, joins it at the it joins its tendon and inserts into it, inserts into the tendon of your obturator internus. This is a long muscle. Half of the muscles in the pelvis, half of it is in the perineum, while its tendon is in the gluteal region. So this muscle spans three regions, half in the pelvic region, half in the perineal region, and a part of it in the gluteal region. Its insertion is in the gluteal region. It is innervated by the obturator internus, L5 and S1 and S2 nerve roots. Okay? Next, we go to the face motor muscles. The gemelli superior, the gemellus inferior, and the quadratus femoris. Gemellus superior. It originates from the spine of the ischium. Okay, it's inserted in the tendon of the obturator internus, as I mentioned earlier. It's innervated by the nerve to the obturator internus. Next is the gemellus inferior, which originates from the ischial tuberosity. It inserts also in the tendon of the obturator internus. It is innervated by the nerve to the quadratus femoris. Finally, we have your quadratus femoris muscle, which originates also from the ischial tuberosity together with the gemelli inferior, and inserts itself into the quadrate tubercle of your proximal femur. Okay, it is innervated by your sacral plexus. Okay, so that wraps up our muscles of your gluteal region. Mas madali siya the actions are fairly easy to remember, because the superficial muscles are lateral rotators of the thigh. Okay. So there. We go to the nerves naman. Okay. The nerves of the gluteal region. Okay. First, we tackle the sciatic nerve, which is the large branch of the sacral plexus. It's actually the largest nerve in the body. Sciatic nerve coming from the L4, L5, S1, S2, and S3 nerve roots. It consists of two separate nerves, the common peroneal nerve and the tibial nerve. It leaves the pelvis through the greater sciatic foramina below the piriformis muscle. So below siya, infra-piriformis muscle, below the piriformis muscle. Okay. So this is your area. This is the area where supposedly the sciatic nerve will pass through. So in intramuscular injection of the buttocks, diba? For nurses out there who may experience na doing rabies shots or vaccination in the buttock area. This is you actually familiar na kung which originates also from the ischial together with the gemelli. Because the gluteus maximus is a large, thick muscle containing coarse fasciculi. Okay. When you insert something in, it can be easily separated without actually maximal damage. When you remove the injection, babalik lang yung fascicles sila, no maximal damage, lesser trauma, lesser bleeding. So it makes it an ideal site for intramuscular injection. However, you are directed to inject at the right upper quadrant. So you divide the buttock into 4 quadrants, then inject in this side near the iliac crest, to avoid injury to the sciatic nerve, which is in the right, in the lower inner quadrant. So this is a no-no site. Do not inject in the lower inner quadrant. Tatamaan mo ang sciatic nerve, or the damage mo yung sciatic nerve. This is a large nerve in this area. Okay, so outer quadrant is a safe area. Lower inner quadrant, no. Okay, sige. Next, we have the posterior femoral cutaneous nerve of the thigh, which has 3 branches, the gluteal branches, skin over the lower medial quadrant of the buttocks. We have the perineal branches, skin on the back of the scrotum and the labia majora, and the cutaneous branches at the back of the thigh, reaching as far as the posterior part of the leg. Actually leaves the pelvis through the greater sciatic foramen again, below the piriformis muscle. In the gluteal region, it descends posterior. This is your sciatic nerve. This is your posterior femoral cutaneous nerve, posterior to the sciatic nerve, no? Which supplies the skin of the buttocks, posterior thigh, popliteal fossa, and external genitalia. Next is the superior gluteal nerve. Superior gluteal nerve leaves the pelvis through the greater sciatic foramen above the piriformis muscle, together with the superior gluteal artery. So above siya, above, here, above the greater, above the piriformis muscle, together with the greater superior gluteal artery and vein. In the gluteal region, it supplies the gluteus medius, no? The gluteus minimus, the tensor fascia lata, and the hip joint. Okay. Superior gluteal nerve from L4 and L5 and S1 nerve roots. Now, next is the inferior gluteal nerve, L5, S1, and S2 nerve roots. It leaves the pelvis through the greater sciatic foramen again, but below, no? Below the piriformis muscle, together with the inferior gluteal artery and vein. So inferior gluteal, below, superior gluteal, above. Okay. Now in the gluteal region, it supplies the gluteus maximus muscle alone. Okay. L5, S1, and S2 nerve roots of your inferior gluteal nerve. Now we have your nerve to your obturator internus, L5, S1, and S2. It leaves the pelvis through the greater sciatic nuts again, below the piriformis muscle. Now, in the gluteal region, it descends on the superior gemellus muscle to pass below the ischial spine and enter the lesser sciatic foramen. It supplies the superior gemellus and the obturator internus muscle. Asan siya dito? Obturator internus. Okay, it's this one. It's a small one here, together with the pudendal and the posterior femoral and the sciatic nerve. Sciatic, posterior femoral. Okay, nerve to the obturator internus. Nerve to quadratus femoris. This is actually deeper, no? Nahirap siya makita in this image. Actually, you don't see it here. You have to remove some parts of your, sciatic and some part of your muscles to actually see your quadratus femoris nerve, okay? Or nerve to quadratus femoris. Coming from L4, L5, S1 nerve roots, it leaves the pelvis through the greater sciatic foramen below the piriformis muscle and deep to the sciatic nerve. Also, you don't see it here, no? On this side, take a look. Wala siya dito. You actually have to remove the sciatic nerve to see this one. You know, quadratus femoris. You know, dito siya. Below here, deep here. Nerve to the quadratus femoris. Okay. Now, in the gluteal region, it runs anterior to the superior and inferior gemellus and the obturator internus muscle, supplying the inferior gemellus and quadratus femoris muscles. Okay. Finally, we have your pudendal nerve from your S2, S3, and S4 nerve roots. It leaves, ito na, diba? Sciatic nerve, this is your posterior femoral cutaneous nerve, nerve to obturator internus, and finally your pudendal nerve. It leaves the pelvis through the greater sciatic foramen inferior to the piriformis muscle again, along with the internal pudendal artery and vein. Now in the gluteal region, it descends posterior to the ischial spine and enters the lesser sciatic foramen. So it is deviation to the perineum. It has no branches to the gluteal region. Dadaan lang siya, but it has no branches. It does not innervate the gluteal region. It's more of in the perineum and the skin of the penis, actually. Okay, so ito na lang. A application of the anatomy of your pudendal nerve. But for those of you who have done circumcision before, diba, is actually where you are taught you're taught to inject your anesthesia at the base of your penis, just below. Iba kakapain nyo dito. It's actually your symphysis pubis here. And below it is the base of your penis. It's actually the area where you actually inject your anesthesia. So dito yung area supposedly where the nerve to the sensory nerve to your penis is actually passes through. No. So the penis is innervated by the pudendal nerve. This is your pudendal nerve. This nerve is coming from the S2, S4 nerve root. Okay, can you follow the arrow? Just follow my arrow. Now, it then divides into the right and left dorsal nerves of the penis. The right and left dorsal nerves of the penis actually will find its way to under the symphysis pubis. Kaya nga, that's why you palpate the symphysis pubis first, no? Because this is where your the right and left dorsal nerves will pass, no? These two nerves go under the pubic symphysis to travel just below the buccal fascia. Again, I was the one who lectured again on the male reproductive organs. The box fascia is the one. There's a deep fascia of the penis covering the three erectile bodies of the penis, diba? So the two nerves go under the symphysis pubis, just below the box fascia, to supply the sensory innervation of the penis. No? Okay. In older times, actually, this is how my father was taught how to do circumcision. We actually just inject, no? Mag-inject ka ng anesthesia in the tips and around the penis lang. This is how it was done before. So nowadays, dito ka na mag-insert ng anesthesia to block the dorsal nerves, okay, coming from the pudendal nerves, okay? Just a little application on the anatomy of your pudendal nerve. Okay, next. Now we have your arteries to the gluteal region. Arteries of the gluteal region. First, we have your superior gluteal artery. We have your inferior gluteal artery and the two anastomoses, the trochanteric and the cruciate anastomosis. The superior gluteal artery comes from the internal iliac artery, posterior division, above the piriformis, okay, above. And the inferior gluteal artery comes from the interior iliac artery, anterior division, and passes below the piriformis. Okay. Now we have your trochanteric anastomosis. These are anastomosis of small arteries, which acts as the main supply of blood to the head of the femur. No? We have your retinacular nutrient arteries pass along the neck. The retinacular nutrient arteries are arteries that arise from this trochanteric anastomosis that pass along the neck of the femur to the head. The trochanteric anastomosis is formed by the superior gluteal artery and inferior gluteal artery coming from your iliac artery, and your medial circumflex artery and lateral circumflex artery coming for your profunda branch, no? Profunda branch of your femoral artery. Okay? So trochanteric anastomosis. Next, we have your cruciate anastomosis again. Is situated at the lesser trochanter, no, of the femur, that together with the trochanteric anastomosis provides a connection between connection between the internal iliac arteries and the femoral arteries from the branches of the medial circumflex and lateral circumflex artery. The following arteries take part in the anastomosis. Okay, you have your inferior gluteal artery, the medial circumflex artery, the lateral circumflex artery, and the first perforating branch of the profunda femoris artery. Okay, profunda artery. Okay, so these are your arteries that supply your gluteal region. Your superior gluteal artery is a branch of the posterior division of the internal iliac artery. It lifts the pelvis, passing through the greater sciatic foramen above the piriformis muscle. Okay, this is your superior gluteal artery. Medyo complex siya, no? But just huwag mo nang isipin, huwag mo nang kabisaduhin itong area. Kasi remember lang kung saan dadaan ang superior gluteal artery. Okay? Next, we have your inferior gluteal artery, which arises from your anterior division of your internal iliac artery, leaving the pelvis and passing through the greater sciatic foramen below, no, the piriformis muscle. So above yung isa, below yung isa. Okay? Ito na, yung trochanteric and cruciate anastomosis, no? So arteries, branches from the internal iliac artery, no, gluteal, inferior, superior, together with branches from your femoral artery, or the first branch, your profunda branch, the deep branch, no? You have your medial circumflex and lateral circumflex. You have your trochanteric anastomosis here, which supplies blood, no? These are your retinacular arteries, nutrient arteries, which arises from your, no, from your trochanteric anastomosis, no? But anastomosis here, may mga branches na lumalabas here to actually form the major blood supply to your femoral head. No? Retinacular arteries, okay, form the major blood supply to your femoral head. Yeah, your cruciate arteries in this side. In the, di ba sabi ko nasaan? The lesser trochanter in this side. Medial circumflex, lateral circumflex, and the profunda, PFA, profunda femoral artery. These are important collateral arteries to the supply of your femoral head. Okay. Yun lang. We are done. Okay, this might be my last lecture yata for this school year, no? Okay, thank you for listening, guys, for the last year. I'll see you around. Are there any more questions pala? Sorry. I was told that we'll be having ano? Pictorial, ano ba yun? Screenshot, ano ba yun? Miss Anne?
Screenshot po for the attendance, Doc.
So, if you have questions, may questions pa ba? Took us around 45 minutes. 45 minutes lang. Okay? 45 minutes lang. Here, screenshot. How do we do that?
Sige, Doc. Pa-on cam na lang po, classmate.
I will take the screenshot na lang po, Doc.
Ako ba?
O, ako na lang po, Doc. I-forward na lang.
Sige. Tapos, ano na lang, pa-forward na lang.
Yes, po, Doc. Okay. First page. Smile. Second page.
Anong page ba ako?
Third page. Okay na po, Doc. First page na po. Fourth page. Okay. Okay na. Thank you.
Thank you, Doc.
Okay na?
Thank you, Doc.
Okay na po.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you po, Doc.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you, Doc. Thank you,
Thank
Doc.
you po, Doc.
Thank you, Doc.
I-end ko na po. Thank you, Doc.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, Doc.
Bye, Doc. Thank you.
Thank you, Doc.